and vowels in general. So for all of our vowel sounds in English, we want to take the tip of our tongue and we want to press it against the roots of our lower teeth like this. So it's out of the way. And actually somebody challenged me on that in one of my other videos, and I've researched a little bit since then, and I can only find other people saying the same thing, not to retract your tongue backwards. That gets in the way of the sound. So you keep it down. If you watch a video of any opera singer, that's how their tongue's going to be positioned. So for some vowels like E, the middle part of your tongue has to come up towards the roof of your mouth, or else it doesn't sound like an E. Like you could try E, E,
E.
If you lower your tongue all the way, doesn't sound like an E anymore.
No.
Sounds like you have a speech impediment. So you can still keep the tip down even if the middle part of the tongue has to move. E,
E.
So we have a nice tall E. Instead of E, where it's very tight, E.
E.
Do you see how your shape of your mouth is a lot different than mine? Yours looks more like this. E. Can you? E. So you can bring your corners in. E. And so that's for all the vowels. We want the tip of the tongue down to make a little more room, and we want to keep the teeth apart so there's as much space as possible. Now in English we have diphthongs. All of our vowels have two sounds instead of one. So like if you're speaking Spanish, you have one vowel, E. So you stop the vowel right there after the one sound, but in English we have two. A, I, O. We don't notice that it has two because we're used to it, but there are two. So it's really common to, when you're first starting to sing, to try to close to the second half of the diphthong and hold on to that part instead of the first half. For example, Jim's learning in the garden, so we could sing I, if you slowed it down. And that's popular, like with country music, I come. It's popular with a lot of pop genres as well. So that can be fine, but you already know how to do that because that's how you're doing it. So I just thought we could try doing it a different way. You could choose to use a more rustic sort of sound if you want to in the end, but I think it should be because you're choosing it, not because that's all you know how to do. So let's try staying on the open part of the vowel like this. I. And you just close to the E at the very end. I. Rather than I. Try it the wrong way. I. Not the wrong way, but the way that we're not trying to do.
Right.
And the other thing is voiced consonants, which would be like R or N, consonants where your voice can sound through the consonant, unlike P or T, where there's no voice. So when we have a voiced consonant in the middle of a word between two vowels, like it's really easy to want to close into the voiced consonant just like you would the second half of a diphthong, like garden. And that also, in my opinion, is not as beautiful because you don't have a big open space for the sound to blossom. Garden, it's very closed and tight sounding. So again, you could choose to use that. Lots of famous singers do, and people love it, so you could choose it. But it should be a choice, not because you don't know how to do it any other way. So just for the sake of experimenting, gar. Do you see how your mouth shape's a lot different than mine? Gar. See how mine looks like an oval? Gar. That's better. Gar. And you have your tip of your tongue. Look at your tongue, it looks great. Garden. Did you see that? Garden. Garden. So we just close right at the last little moment. Garden. See how you close way faster? Garden. Done.
Done.
Done. It's tricky because we want the ending of the diphthong, we want the consonant at the end of the syllable or the end of the word to be very decisive. We want to hear it, we just don't want it to last too long.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky. So with Jim in particular, this isn't necessarily something that happens with everybody, but when he closes to the diphthong really early, he changes his pitch, and then the pitch isn't right. So I thought we could just practice trying to hold on to the beginning part of the vowel and see if that can knock all the pitches into place.
Okay.
So let's try one more time. I come to the garden. Yeah. So just something to think about this week while you watch this tutorial. Thumbs up for in the garden.
Yep.